What is up? I am so excited to be here to have a health conversation with one of my biz besties, Coach Brian, about what the heck is up with this mushroom craze. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I've been seeing this everywhere right now. And Brian and I just want to have a little candid kind of talk about our thoughts on it and what we think about it and kind of where it's going in the industry. So, if we've never met before, you don't know me real well, my name is Jen Surfer. I am a former nurse turned stay-at-home mom, and now I help women and a few dudes, wink, wink, sell on social so you don't have to hide the shopping bags from your husband, wink, wink. And I am here with one of my good friends, Coach Brian, and we've worked together in business over the last year or so and gotten to be very, very good friends. I pick his brain on a lot of things, and he was nice enough to come on and do this interview with me today. I know there's a lot of people in my audience that are really into health and wellness, so I'm excited to have this conversation with you. Brian, I'm going to let him introduce himself to you, but he's a basketball coach. He's been in the health and wellness industry for like 22 years. He takes his health really, really serious. And I just wanted you guys to meet him. And if you're on live, like drop us questions. We can answer stuff live too. But Brian, take it away.
No, absolutely. Jen, thanks for having me. I mean, it's funny listening to you say I've been in health and wellness for 20 some odd years. What's interesting is I'm just a regular guy. I mean, I fall off the wagon just like everybody else does. It was a crazy summer in Western New York. We know that in a couple of months, we're not going to see the sun. So we tend to overdo it. All right. We tend to do all the parties, all the get togethers. We eat like we shouldn't be eating. And it was about 2 weeks ago. I came across this thing 75 hard, and I said, you know what? It sounds crazy, but I'm going to try to do it. I'm thankful that I'm 2 weeks in and I've never felt better. So yeah, health and wellness is important to me. I run pretty hard. I'm a high school basketball coach, and you know what? At the end of the day, teenagers, the more they change, the more they remain the same. And all I know is they probably want to kick my butt. I also have two beautiful daughters. I have a 30-year-old and a 13-year-old. Same wife, same marriage, as they say. And so I'm pretty busy. I'm running around chasing them. And, I love the idea of being able to help people make small steps. Steps that don't cause a tremendous amount of behavior modification. Because again, if you're anything like me, we're only going to do that for a certain amount of time. So what are some sustainable things? And like you said, Jen, I came across this whole kind of mushroom craze. And listen, you're talking to a guy that doesn't put mushrooms on his pizza. All right. I can't stand them. All right. So I was like, whoa, I want nothing to do with this. And then I started to do a little bit of research, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. There might be something here. And I started asking people, hey, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And everything that came back to me was like, dude, you know what? I tried the coffee. It tastes like dirt. I can't. All right. I tried this drink, and man, it tastes awful. And if you're anything like me, again, if something tastes bad, I probably might do it a couple of times, but I'm not going to keep it up. And I came across this, magic lemonade, they call it. Okay. And I tried it. And the big thing for me was it tasted great. The second thing was I noticed a huge uptick in energy, focus, and productivity. And I don't know about you, but how many of us would like to be a little bit more productive? The other thing I noticed around 3-4 o'clock, usually where I'm like, I work out of my home. So I'm hitting the fridge for a snack. Usually it's an unhealthy one. I don't find myself looking for that crash midday. Mm-hmm. So it's been tremendous. Not only that, my wife is on it. She's a PA in cardiology, and she loves the product, actually recommends it to her patients. Number two, My 30-year-old's on it, and she's my skeptic. She doesn't get on anything, Dad. Dad's kind of crazy off the reservation, so to speak. He doesn't do anything I do. She's on it. And oh, by the way, the 13-year-old loves it. Takes it every morning before school. And, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I love that too. I feel that so much. Like I've always struggled with like brain fog, and it's like it's always been a chronic thing for me, and I've tried things, and a lot of things I've tried have been like, and I'm caffeine sensitive, had made me very jittery, or like I would have like a spike and sort of jittery, and then it like would crash. What I'm loving about this new magic mushroom lemonade is that it's the same. It's like I have like sustained
Mm.
um focus and brain fog like all day long, and it's sort of in the background for me. It's not like right up in front where I'm feeling like jittery and weird. It's just sort of like my little helper in the background, and I love that. And so that is so interesting that your whole family uses it. So like since you're so into like health and wellness and coaching and fitness, like what like I I think one of the things like with being a former nurse and like Western medicine, which is the best in the world and it's amazing. But I think one of the things we don't focus on enough is like disease prevention and like,
Mm.
you know, prioritizing your health until almost like it's too late. And I feel like we don't have that conversation enough just like in society, right? Like even just like the amount of kids that are overweight now versus when we were younger, like it's just different, right? And I
Yeah.
feel like we need to like flip that script. So like for you, when you're looking at like supplements and things like to help you, like what are those, what things do you look for in like nutrition and supplements and things like that in all your years of experience?
Yeah, I will tell you this, that I think that we could probably talk for about 3 hours on the topic you just brought up. But
Yeah.
I will tell
We'll
you this
come back and do it again.
in real simple terms. Here's what I know that I know. Our bodies were designed to heal themselves. If we can create the proper environment inside our bodies, we're going to be that much better off. Number two, everything today, like a lot of things, is motivated by the dollar. Okay. Whether it's big pharma, and I'm not here to bash big pharma, I think they have a place.
Mhm.
Whether it's the vegetables that you and I are buying today that are so nutritionally deficient because of the soil, overuse, and what have you. Let's face it, the head of broccoli we bought even 20 years ago is not the same head of broccoli we're buying today. That coupled with the fact that we are in a lifestyle, I love our country. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. But the fact is, we have promoted a lifestyle that is making people sick. So people want some sort of a combat. How can we combat all of these factors that are kind of stacked against us? And, let's face it, if we're not getting it from our nutrition, all of it, we need supplementation, but we need good supplementation. And at the end of the day, for me, I look for really three biggies. Number one, it's got to be clean. In other words, no fillers, not a lot of sugar, and all these. I tell people, look at the label, and if you can't pronounce it, it's probably bad. Okay, that's a pretty good thing to deal with. Number two, I look for something that's going to give me the most bang for the dollar. In other words, could it take the place of 5 or 6 different things that maybe my doctor or practitioner is telling me, hey, it's a good idea to take this stuff? Can I find something that might cover a few more bases than one? And then the last one, is it readily available to ourselves? In other words, it's not what we take in. I learned a long time ago, it's what's absorbed that matters, because a lot of the stuff we take in, when we go to the bathroom, it winds up in the toilet. Okay, it passed right through us. So those are three biggies that certainly I look for, Jen.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love all that. You're right. This could be a whole 3-hour conversation. We'll have to come back and just do like a talk on this if you're open to it. I think it's so, so
Absolutely.
important. And like, I think like like you said earlier, it has to taste good and it has to have ease. And one of the things I love, I actually have the mushroom lemonade right here. I'm drinking it. I usually have it around 11 every day because I love my coffee. A lot of people say it can replace their coffee, but I love coffee, so I do it a little later.
There you go.
But one of the things I like about it is there's one of the ingredients is very helpful to your gut and very gut friendly. And
Mm,
so gut health is like everything health. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. But when you talked about the soils being depleted, one of the things that we use in our mushroom lemonade that is like the soil minerals that are missing from what we're growing, right? And so we're deficient in that. And I will share this. I've had like a freaking eye twitch for like the last year, like out of nowhere.
mm.
I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? Like, what's going on? I'm like, am Parkinson's? Like, what's happening? I was like kind of
Ouch.
freaked out. Like it was like
Yeah.
for a year. So I started like this mushroom lemonade and like the products about 6 months ago. And then my eye twitch has gone away. So it
Awesome.
was fine. It was not really anything. It was benign. It was just whatever. But I was missing something in my diet that was causing it to twitch, right? There was something lacking in my diet that there's not now, And so that was just an interesting thing to me. Um, it's like we're just like you said, we're not, even if we are eating healthy, like we're eating vegetables and fruits, the soil is so depleted that we're not getting all the minerals and things that we need,
Mm.
right?
Yeah. No doubt. And it's funny that you bring up the whole idea of deficiency. Again, I'll go back to my statement. Our bodies were designed to heal themselves. If we create a right environment, things are going to get better. With that being said, can you imagine? And again, go on PubMed, go do your own research if you want to. Okay. I'm not a big research guy. I mean, I look at it, I check things, but at the end of the day, mushrooms and their ability to have our bodies respond to them, it's not even up for debate. I mean, it's funny. I learned a couple of weeks ago that in the forest, after a rainstorm, the mushrooms actually communicate with each other and they clean up the forest floor. It's verifiable. It's wild. So
Okay.
the medicinal benefits are off the charts. Number two, when you add the whole idea of being able to have your body be prepared to readily get rid of toxins and a mild detox every day with our drink, the Rise and Vibe, it's tremendous. Listen, all I know is that the people that are using this product, and I have many, here's what they tell me. They say, Coach, I'm sleeping better. I'm
Hmm.
not 100% sure why that is. Somebody a lot smarter than me could probably tell me why. All right. Number two, they say my energy levels are up and they're level. They're not like you said, Jen, the big crash. And
Hmm.
then the big one that always comes back is they're like, I feel focused and I'm productive. And
Oh.
how many moms out there, kids are back to school, and you're saying, man, I need some routine focus and productivity about now. This is a great way to get that.
So agree. Yeah. And it's like, even my son, he's 15, he's on the spectrum. And I started giving it to him this summer just to see, because I know it's really good for mental wellness and things. And he, like, one day I didn't give it to him. And he was asking me, he's like, Mom, can I have that mushroom stuff? And I was like, yeah, sure. I
When's the
was
last when's the last time your kid asked you for something that was good for them?
healthy, right? And then he's a little bit of a communication issue. So I was trying to get it out of him, like what he was feeling. And he says he feels like his emotions are safer and he feels
Hmm.
like locked in. So for him, that means like he's able to focus better.
That's tremendous.
And he started school yesterday. And this morning, I didn't give it to him yesterday before school, but today he asked me for it before school. So I gave it to him, and I'm excited to see how like that helps him through the day. But it's also just, it's a little hard for him to explain things, but the
Sure.
fact that he's asking for it, like I know it's really working for him.
Yeah. I mean,
So
and Jen, obviously, as a mom, is there a greater thing we can do for our kids than to equip them to be better?
no, no. Well, I don't want to keep you any longer because I know you have a busy day, and I'm glad you were able to do this with me. But if anybody watching wants to try the product out for like 5 days, just drop 5 in the comments and tag the person that invited you to this live, and we'll get you some info on that if that interests you. Anything else you want to share before we leave?
I mean, obviously, there's, I a lot of times will think in terms of business, in terms of, you can have a great company, you can have a great product line. A side that a lot of people are in need of these days is, some financial stability and extra income. And, as you know, Jen, there's a business side to this product that, if you like what you see, it's worth a peek. I mean, I often will ask people, who do you know out there that could get excited about maybe making an extra $500 to $700 a month in their spare time, actually promoting a product that's good for people, that's helping people, that's making a difference. And a lot of people out there are in need of that. So, there may be some people on this that, say to you, hey, Jen, the idea of making some extra income is attractive to me. We certainly have some information that you can take a look at. And I'm telling you, you could not have picked a better person to partner with than Jen Surfer. She is just quality off the charts. She's a great gal. I would certainly encourage you to reach out to her.
Yes, or coach, or if anybody's watching this and you've tagged people, and the business, if you're like, dude, I could use a couple hundred extra bucks a month, like drop biz in the comments and tag the person that invited you to this live video, and we'll get you some info, no strings attached. We're like as low key as they come. And yeah, I think we need to definitely have further conversations on health and wellness for sure.
Absolutely.
I think it's something everybody needs. I appreciate you so much, Brian.
Thank you, my friend. You're the best.
All
Anytime.
right, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.